Welcome to another RSR. Tonight I'm reviewing CF Monterrey 3, Forge FC 0, 5-0 on aggregate for Monterrey. They advance to the round of 16 of the Champions Cup. They will play Vancouver or Saprissa in that round. Forge goes home, but you knew that when the draw was made, let alone last week. Forge fought, they just couldn't find their way through. I thought they had a 10% chance of coming back. Didn't materialize. I thought they had a better chance tonight than Real Hope does against Cruz Azul. We'll see if that was a right assessment. But the Concachampions Cup 2025, round 1, leg 2. Forge are eliminated. They're out of the tournament. But this year I saw it coming from as soon as that slip of paper came out and put them against Monterrey. I saw it coming. Not like last year, it was Copen saying how they could beat Chivas. No. CF Monterrey 3, Forge FC 0. 5-0 global en la Concachampions de la CONCACAF. Primera ronda, partido vuelta. Forge FC eliminado de la Concachampions. CF Monterrey avanzar de la octavos de final contra Vancouver. Hasta prisa en la octavos de final. Goals were scored as follows. 19th minute, Germán Berterame. Ball played in on the free kick. A beautiful header from Germán Berterame to make it 1-0. 3-0 on aggregate. 1-0 esta noche. 3-0 global. Halftime, 1-0 on the night. 3-0 on aggregate. 1-0 esta noche. 3-0 global. Miro tiempo. 47th minute, Jordi Cortizo. Basically has an open net. All he has to do is roll it in. That's what he does. Cortizo scores his second goal of the tournament. 2-0, 4-0 on aggregate. 2-0 esta noche, 4-0 global. And Germán Berterame scores his second of the night in the 58th minute. Finds the goal. 3-0, 3-0 esta noche, 5-0 global. 5-0 on aggregate. Full time. 3-0 on the night, 5-0 on aggregate. 3-0 esta noche, 5-0 global. Monterrey advance. Monterrey avanzar. I mean, they deserve to. I mean, they were the better team for 3 halves of this tie, truthfully. The first half, Forge may have had a chance. If they wanted any chance to win, they had to lead at the half of the first game, and they could have. They just didn't. Full-time stats are as follows. 17 shots to 13, 13 shots on goal to 8, 59% possession to 41% possession, 541 pass to 334, 92% pass accuracy to 86% pass accuracy, 8 fouls to 9, 1 offside to 1, 3 yellow cards to 2, 0 red cards to 0, 8 corners to 4. Monterrey, honestly, was toying with Forge most of tonight. Forge had a couple of chances. Tristan Borges hit one off the crossbar in the first half before Monterrey had scored. If he scored that goal, this game could have went a bit differently. He didn't. He slammed it off the crossbar. It goes out. And that's basically when this game turned into, okay, we know what it's going to be. Monterrey, then, of course, quick after that, Berterame scores the header. And from there, Monterrey really just toyed with Forge, and they still scored 2 more goals. But I think after they scored the home goal, truthfully, they didn't really want to score the 2 extra goals they scored. They did because they could, but Forge were definitely outclassed tonight. Let's just be real. They were outclassed tonight. And even the second half of the first leg, they were outclassed. The first half of that tie, the sad part is they could have been leading after the first half last week. That's the sad part of this. They should have been leading after the first half last week. That is the sad part of all this. If they were, this tie would have been totally different. Totally. But in the end, they couldn't find the goals that they were this close to scoring. Again, if Brian Wright puts that foot out, pops that ball in, game's totally different. They could have scored a second goal in the first half. Again, the game could have been totally different. But again, it just wasn't meant to be for Forge because they were outgunned. For 3 out of 4 halves, they were outgunned. And the first half, they were kept quiet. Whether it was of their own making or Monterrey playing good defense, they were outgunned. Monterrey's the better team. Look at the squad. Look at the freaking wage bill this team has. Transfer fees. Look at the squad they have. Bertarame, Canales. You have Lucas Ocampos. Sergio Ramos is about to start playing. You have a possible chance of getting Karim Benzema and Cristiano Ronaldo for the Club World Cup. That'd be awesome. I would buy a Cristiano Ronaldo Rayados jersey, no question. But that's by the by. Look at the players that Rayados pulls in. Right now, if it ain't America that wins the Champions Cup for Mexico, it's got to be Rayados. Simple. Simple, because it wouldn't surprise me at all if we end up with a Club America Rayados final in this Champions Cup. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that's the final we end up with. Because those are the two Mexican teams that I trust to do something. Chivas sucks right now. Cruz Azul has problems. They're probably going to get stomped out by, I wouldn't say they get stomped out by Seattle, but if they play Club America, even though I thought before this tournament started on an even playing field, Cruz Azul could win, I was wrong with the way they look. Struggling with Real Hope over 2 legs so far. That's questionable. We'll see how much better they are against Seattle or Antigua GFC, but Chivas, they're going to be out. Whether it's tomorrow or after Club America drops them on their head in another Super Classico in CONCACAF for the second straight year, we don't know. But it's either going to be one of the two. Chivas either gets stomped out by Cibao, as they should have been last week, or they get dropped on their head by America. Pumas, they're about to be out of this tournament. I think Calvary could finish the job. Tigres, they're walking a tightrope. They're on thin ice. And even then, Tigres are going to have to play teams that, if we look at this, hold on, they'll have to play FC Cincinnati or Motagua. They should still beat Cincinnati, but then they play LA Galaxy, Salt Lake, or Herediano. That's going to be tough if they do beat Esteli. So, again, let's be honest. Monterrey is a team. My point being is Monterrey is a team that I do believe, out of the Mexican teams, if America doesn't win this tournament, Monterrey will. Out of the Mexican teams, at least. And even then, they're still favorites above Columbus, LA Galaxy, the MLS teams that I actually think are favorites. Pretty much due to their own incompetence, but, especially Columbus, during the transfer window. But, suffice it to say, Monterrey is just that team. They spend so much money, it's hard to beat them. And unlike UEFA with PSG, Monterrey, they know how to win. In Champions Cup, this is their tournament. I mean, except for last year. They always find a way to win. When they're here, they always find a way to win. So you think Forge was beating that? I hate to tell you, you're crazy. I never even thought Forge had a chance. I started believing after the first half of last week, but even until then, and then after they started allowing goals, I'm like, yeah, they have no chance. Monterrey is Monterrey. They did their job. It could have been worse, frankly, aggregate-wise and on the night tonight. It could have been worse, and honestly, it should have been. Man of the match for me, Bertarame. 2 goals, you get it. But Forge, it is what it is, y'all. I mean, y'all, it happened the way it was supposed to happen. You were supposed to lose. And I'm happy they're in this tournament, but we saw exactly what was coming back in December. When the draw was made, I saw it was coming. So I'm not even mad about it, really. I mean, 5-0 against Monterrey, to be real. You know what? For Forge, I mean, that's not too bad. You wish you could have scored a goal, but it's worse than both the Cruz Azul and Chivas aggregates, but because they didn't score a goal, and I have to check that, but at least with Chivas, they scored a goal in both legs. Tavernier in Guadalajara. Of course, they scored a goal the first leg as well. They scored 2 goals. They scored 1 against Cruz Azul. They couldn't score one here, so it was worse than both. But still, only allowing 5. I mean, it could have been worse with the squad that Monterrey has. So, you know what? It went the way we expected the whole time. It is what it is. Forge, dust yourself off. We'll see you in April when your league season starts, and hopefully this Forge team is better than they looked these past 2 weeks. I think they will be. I mean, I think they will be. It's the CPL, but we'll find out. Maybe they won't. Maybe this team is actually questionable. But when you bring back Mo Babuli and get a guy like Brian Wright, I think in the CPL they should be much better. So we'll see you back in April. Calvary, you still have a chance to advance. We'll see you on Thursday. Let's hope you do it for the good of the Canadian Premier League. Be awesome to watch. Some history be made. It really would. With that being said, there you go. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribed. Send some chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I will see you tomorrow for 2 live streams, 1 review of... First off, we got Chivas and Cibao. Second leg, live. Then Tigres Real Esteli, live RSR. 2 teams, 2 Mexican teams are on the tightrope, walking on thin ice, and they might both be eliminated by teams they shouldn't be. We're going to see how crazy tomorrow gets. It could get crazy. In the end, Chivas and Tigres still could advance by the skin of their teeth, but the fact they're on thin ice is pretty damn cool, I guess. Makes things interesting. That's what you wish for. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. 2 lives, 1 review. I'm Ryan and I'm out. Peace. See you.